welcome to the Disney Princess Club. I'm Sage and I'm here with my friend Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy and this is my friend Sage. My name's Amy Mevison. I am a Disney artist who designs toys, which we are here to show you today. These are the Disney Princess comic blind box minis by Hasbro, but we're going to do something extra with these, aren't we?
Yes.
Yep. What are we going to do?
Amy's going to teach us how to draw what is in these boxes.
But we have 12 to choose from, so I'm going to let Sage pick who we're going to draw today. Yeah.
Okay. I'll pick this one. Wait,
Let's see who we got.
Who is it? Oh, Moana.
Moana.
Oh, she's awesome.
The Wayfinder.
Yes. Her hair just blows in the wind. I love it.
All right.
Okay, let's get started.
Yes.
Here we are. Amy and I are ready to jump in to draw Moana. Let's do it.
Let us do it. Okay. Okay. So Moana, as we've said with other videos, we're going to start with roughly a circle. So we're going to do a line down the middle here.
Okay.
And again, because that is going to help us put our nose and our mouth in the right spot. So we're going to draw a line here to help them place the eye.
Okay.
Now, I like to start with the nose. It's like a
Just
like
like
kind of
right
an
under
egg.
the first line?
Under, yeah, sort of under that middle line a little bit. Not right on the middle line, just under it.
That's where my middle line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the nostrils kind of sit on the bottom like this. Now, Moana's face is actually, it's almost kind of like a slight diamond shape. So yeah, so we've drawn a circle, but we're going to just mark where her chin is. So her chin is going to be there at the bottom of our circle. You know, we'll come back to the face shape later. Let's put her eyes in. So again, we're going to do some nice big egg. So start with big eggs, like egg shapes.
Eggs. Okay, perfect.
On each side of her eyes. Yep. She's got lovely big eyes. As all Disney princesses have lovely big eyes. Okay. Okay. And
Okay.
I'm just going to go in
That's
here and
good.
start doing her upper lids.
So, Amy, what was your favorite part of the Moana movie?
Favorite part of the Moana movie? I think when she first meets Maui, and she thinks she's going to meet this tough warrior who's going to give her trouble, and he's just this big goofball who signs her oar. So you can see I've started to put in her eyelids here.
Oh,
Again,
yes.
Moana has very wide eyes.
So we're just going to do like...
Yeah, so you're just going to ride a line across the top of that.
Okay.
And her eyelashes are kind of on the edges of her eyes. They're not in the middle here. They're kind of more on the edge. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so if you have to do it like that, you can. You can just draw a thick line and then you can just colour it in later if that's comfortable. You decide which eye direction she's going to look in. I'm going to have her looking this way. She's looking off in the distance. She's measuring the stars right now.
Measuring the stars. Good idea.
Moana's a slightly diamond-shaped face.
Yeah.
So her face is the
Okay.
widest at the edge of her eyes. So, and this is just refining the circle. It's not really drawing anything new. It's just kind of pushing the edges of the lines a little bit. Yep, that's it.
So I'm just...
No. You're still filling her eyes in. No, the eyes are important. You can take your time on the eyes. So you draw the iris first. Big eyes. Yep. Big eyes, and then you have another circle inside that eye, and that is her pupil. Yeah. So you go one circle, two circles, and that's what forms your eye. Colour in the middle one. Excellent. Now Moana, of course, has very, very dark eyes, big brown eyes. So I'm just going to fill that in too, and I'm just pressing on the pencil.
I'm just...
Yep, no, you go ahead. I'm going to start laying in her mouth here. All right, so Moana's lips are very, very special, and she's got a very thick top lip. So I'm actually going to draw the top of her lip first, and it's like a little hill. It's a hill, and it sits very close to the bottom of her nose, as you can see.
Okay.
And now that I've put that top lip in place, I'm going to put her mouth in. So you can see where her mouth's starting to come together.
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. I'm just going to fill that in because it always looks nice. Yeah.
Perfect.
And the bottom lip, she's got a small, it's not a big bottom lip. It's just a small one. So it's roughly the same size as the top one. Now let's do her eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Okay.
Now this is where Moana is special. Moana has big, bold eyebrows. She doesn't have little delicate ones. You draw the bottom line first, and then you just draw another line above it. And you
Okay.
fill it in on the edge. Can you see what I'm doing there?
Yeah.
and then it's going to come around and taper. Everybody else can see this, so I'm just going to draw in her other one here. I'm going to block that in. And yeah, she has very lovely, big, bold eyebrows, like Jasmine has big, bold eyebrows too. All right, now let's get some hair going here.
Ooh, the hair.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
All right, so Moana has a very low hairline, so where the top of her head is, that's where the edge of her hair is going to go, and it's a little dip like that. Yep, she's got a little tiny dip. Now, Moana's hair, unlike, you think curly hair on a princess, you usually think of Merida, right? Well, Moana's hair is curly too, but it's curly in a different way. It's all curls. The curl all comes down here. So the hair is going to be quite smooth on top, and then you're going to do this. So it all comes out of this.
It's quite smooth?
It's quite smooth, yeah. So the hair wants to kind of hang down rather than jump up.
Jumping.
Yeah. So you just wiggle lines.
Okay.
Yep, just go for it. Wiggle line. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That's all you're doing. It kind of hangs around her ears, and it doesn't stick out around her ears and stuff. It just ooh. And then you can start doing this kind of line as well. Just squiggle lines. And curly hair is fun because it's just curls. All right, so I'm going to go in and start putting her neck in.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to finish off the edge of her face there. Just darken the line you drew there, and you'll pretty much have it. And I'm going to add in her necklace as well, because she wouldn't be where she was without the heart of Te Fiti. The necklace is just an oval because it's made out of it's just an oval there. It sits there. It's made out of an abalone shell. And it's got this lovely swirl in it, it's got the blue and the white. So it just kind of goes whoop. So we're going to it's like you're dividing it in half, but with a curvy line instead of a straight line. And I'm going to draw the cord here that puts it around her neck. That's it. Yep, just attaches at the top just like that. And it's got these little white beads on it, which we're going to add too. Just a little white bead on each side. These are probably woven by the people in the village. I'm just going to add a little bit more decoration there.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got these little sort of woven strands which hold the beads together. So now we're going to take up our regular graphite pencil. Number 2 pencil. You can use a ballpoint, you can use a crayon, you can use whatever you've got lying around the house. So we're just going to go in and darken some of these lines. Now, as always, I like to start with her eyelashes.
Oh, her
eyelashes. You can start with whatever you like. I like to start with the eyelashes because the eyes are the most important part of a character for me. Doing great there, yeah. So I'm just going to fill that top lip. It's interesting how filling in that top lip just gives it a bit more dimension. Helps the mouth not look flat. And again, this lovely big, broad eyebrows. All right, now I'm going to go on the side of the pencil here and just fill in these curls a little bit more.
That's a good idea. Who is your favorite character, Amy, in the whole Moana movie?
Who is my favorite character? Well, I think we just drew her, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Come on, you love Moana. I mean, Hey is wonderful as well. Hey is wonderful, but I love Moana because she brought wayfinding back to her people, and she's tenacious and she's not going to stop anything. It's like when you decide drawing is what you're going to do your whole life. All Moana knew was that she belonged in the ocean. So it's just a little highlight on her eyes. It's just where the light catches. The light catches on your eyeball. And it just, as you can see, it just brings the eyes to life.
I'm gonna do the squiggle.
Do the squiggle. Have fun with the embrace the squiggle. So I'm just gonna squiggle.
This is looking nice.
Thank you. So as you can see, I'm just taking a little bit of pencil and I'm just rubbing it with your fingertip there. And as you can see, it actually blends it in. It actually makes it look kind of soft. Yeah. Oh, see, you're doing it right now. Yeah. Sometimes it can help just to soften the pencil. think we are just about done here.
Okay, now I'm fit.
Yeah.
Now we're finished. Okay, I had a great time drawing Moana and hope you did too.
Thank you. I had a great time too, and you did an amazing job today,
Thank
Sage.
you.
And I know you all did as well.
Thank you so much for following along. Bye!
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Disney Princess Club. I'm Belle and I'm with my friend Amy.
Hi, I'm Amy Mevison, and I am a Disney artist. And I designed these little cuties we're going to show you today. These are the Disney Princess comic blind boxes, and these are by Hasbro. But I think we can probably do something a little bit special today. What do you think?
And today we're so excited because Amy's gonna tell us how to draw one of the princesses. Yes. So we have a bunch of the boxes here and
Well, we got 12
Yeah.
to choose from. Yeah, I'm going to let you choose, I think.
yes.
Yeah, Pets, let's pick one.
Ooh, there's so many.
Which one?
I'm gonna go this one.
Oh, we're going to
Here we go.
Let's see who we got.
It's Merida.
Merida! Okay. Oh, this will be fun. Let's get started.
Okay, now everything's set. Well, let's get started.
Let's get going. All right, let's draw Merida. So the first thing we're going to do is we are starting with just a brown pencil. This can be a colored pencil. This can be whatever you like. And Merida has a very round head. It's an oval. So we're just going to draw just lightly, just relax. So you're just going to draw a kind of a flat circle for Merida's head. That is perfect. That's a really good starting head. So we've got that, and then we're going to draw a line down the middle, just lightly, straight down the middle, and we're going to draw another one across. So it's kind of like a cross in the middle of the thing. There we go. Now, as always, I like to put the nose in first. Now, Merida doesn't have a very big nose. It's just a little beam in the middle of the face like that. Just a little round, little pea. So this is very cartoony, Merida. So, and Merida's eyes are very round eyes. So again, kind of like eggs. I usually start with kind of an egg. So almost like the shape of her head, just smaller. As you can see, I'm not drawing just one line. I'm kind of going back and forth and just adding little bits to the line as I go so I can make sure the eyes look. Now, Merida's going to be looking at us today, so I'm going to draw her inner eyes here. Excellent. You're doing great, Isabella. Yeah. All right, so these are her basic eyes, and then we're going to draw another circle inside these circles we just drew. So we're drawing 3 circles to make up the eyes. And this circle in the middle is going to be her pupil. So we're going to colour that in and make sure that's nice and dark. Yeah. Okay. Now Merida's got red hair, so she's got pale. She hasn't got very thick eyelashes, just little pale ones, just not very many of them, just around the edge of her eye. She's got eyebrows. They're not very thick ones. She's got very fine eyebrows. She's having a good day. She's hit all her targets. She's climbed the Devil's Tooth and drunk from the Firefalls. And her brothers have not made a mess for her to have to clean up. So,
If you had the chance to change your fate, would you? Even if your mom turned into a bear?
Actually, I'm very happy with what fate has dealt me because I get to sit here and I get to draw Disney princesses and show all you guys how to do it. Now, Merida doesn't have very thick lips, so you'd probably get away with not drawing any at all. That's fine. You can add some little lips to her if you like, but you don't really see them. I'm just going to put a little, again, where that line is we drew, that's going to be where the bottom of her chin is. That's her chin. And again, just making sure everything connects up and we have the shape of her head right. You're doing great. Excellent. Now, Merida has quite a slim neck, thin neck, quite a long neck, actually. She has a long neck. So we're going to go down here and this is where her shoulders would go if we were going further, but we're just keeping it up here today. And we're going to connect these two together with a U, the letter U there. Join them together. And that is where the top of her dress would go. Now we come to the fun part. What would be Merida without that giant cloud of beautiful red curls? So we're going to start up at the top here, at the top of that line. Now Merida, you think Merida has one big mess of curls, but she's got one big curl that sits on the side here. It's like her bang. So we're going to start there and go whoosh like that. There we go. And then we're going to do another whoosh to fill it in. And there you go. Now we have fun. So you can just grab a marker or a crayon or whatever you like, and we're just going to go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh like this. Yeah, have fun. Because, you know, this is a girl who Merida doesn't really care about things like brushing or I'm sure she only brushes her hair because her mum makes her do it. But honestly, she'd much rather just roll out of bed and just get straight to work to more important things like riding a horse, and going out and riding in the woods. So and Merida has very messy hair too, so you can just go wing, 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 cluck, 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 cluck. She's got lots of little stray hairs all over the place.
What's your favorite trait about Merida? I really like how she's always brave and she always follows her heart no matter what.
She's very tenacious. She knows exactly what she knows what she doesn't want, that's for sure. So she's I'm not going to do that, and I am not going to let fate decide what my life is. I'm going to decide that for myself. So, and here is Merida coming together pretty well here. That is, rock it, rock the curls. Now again, Merida is a redhead, so she does have a few little freckles, just kind of in the middle of her nose, just above her nose. She's got some little freckles in there. You only see them in strong light, but there she is. So we've got our basic underdrawing done. So we're going in with just our graphite pencil here, or again, this could be a ballpoint pen or a crayon or a marker, and we're just going to darken some areas. Now, I always like to start with the eyelashes because the eyes are the most important part. And, you know, you can do this on paper if you have like a tablet with a pen. You could do it on that as well. There's lots of art programs you could play around with. You could draw on copy paper, whatever you got lying around, it's all good. So, most important things I go in and darken are her eyes, a little bit of her nose there and her mouth. And that's kind of all it needs. I'm going to add a little frill here. It's the edge of her dress. So it's just a little part of the collar. There you go. You are doing a great job today.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go and just keep having fun with the hair here. So you can just sit here and do this forever. Because with Merida, there is no such thing as too much hair.
Yes.
It's just blah, 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 blah. Yeah, her hair is very thick. It does come down, it does covers her ears, kind of comes down over her shoulders. I don't know how her bow doesn't get tangled in this. It comes back from the forest. There's like things lost in it. There's leaves and there's all sorts of things. Yeah, that's coming together great.
What was your favorite part of Disney Pixar's Brave?
Favorite part of Disney's Pixar's Brave, I will tell you exactly the right moment. It is when she wakes up one morning and she doesn't have to be a princess. She hops on Angus and rides out. You got that wonderful song where she's just riding through the woods and shooting her arrows and climbing mountains, and Angus is rolling on the grass like a big dog. And that scene just makes me so happy. I just have to stop whatever I'm doing and watching it.
I also like when she starts to love her mom, like even though, because I'm sure some people like get annoyed with their mom sometimes.
Moms can be a handful sometimes. Yeah, I feel that. Ultimately, sometimes it takes something like this to realize that, you know, perhaps you're not so different after all. And you can meet in the middle. Okay, and well, I think we are almost about done here. So yeah, so that is Merida.
I had such a great time. Thank you so much for teaching me how to draw.
So did I, and you did a great job keeping up today.
Make sure to check out our other how to draw videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.
welcome to the Disney Princess Club. I'm Sage, and I'm here with my friend Amy.
Hi, Sage. Yeah, my name's Amy Mevison, and I am a Disney artist who designed these little cuties we have with us today. These are the Disney Princess comic blind box minis, and these are by Hasbro. Now, we're going to do something special with these today, right?
Yes, Amy is going to teach us how to draw the Disney Princess comic mini blind boxes
Let's do it.
step by step. But we can't just choose any princess. We need to let the boxes decide our
Okay,
princess.
well, we will let you decide what the boxes will decide.
Okay.
Let's go
I'll
with that
pick this one right off the top because it's on the top. So, ooh, Cinderella, one of my favorites.
Yes, dear little Cinderella.
Her little headband is so cute.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's get started. Amy's gonna teach us how to draw Cinderella. I'm ready to draw. Do you have anything
I'm ready
else?
to draw, yeah, okay.
This one? Okay.
Right, so the first thing we're going to do is, when you're drawing a face, you always usually start with a circle. So we're just going to do, and yeah, so we're using a slightly lighter coloured
Lighter color.
brownish
maybe?
pencil. It's brown. No, it's meant to be that colour. You're fine.
Just a line
You
down.
put a line down the middle, and that's going to help us place her nose and her mouth.
Okay.
Okay. Now, these are slightly more cartoony princesses than the ones we used to. So we're not going to get too much into a fancy head shape, but you still need to put that line where the eyes are going to go. So we're just going to put a very rough
Down the
line.
middle?
Roughly in the middle, just below the middle of the circle. Yep, right about there. Now, I generally tend to put the nose in first. Now, Cindy's only got a very soft little nose, so we're not going to put a lot of detail in. So it's just basically that. So just below that centre line. These little toys have quite big eyes, so we're going to start with just a very rough, they're kind of like an eggy kind of shape, an egg shape. Yeah, there we go.
There.
And the bottom of the eye is going to sit on that line we just drew. Now, Cinderella has very unique shaped eyes. So it goes around and then it kind of swooshes down like that on the outside. Can
Oh,
you see
okay.
that? It's kind of like you're drawing the back of a whale or a fish. So, so yeah, and so that is where the edge of her eyelash is going to go. So we can add an eyelash on like that. Can you see how it's coming together?
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Beautiful. Now, and we're going to go just do the same with the other eye. So then you're going to go swoosh. You see? It's really, really easy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
that's-
nice, simple shapes. She's very soft. It's a very soft shape because let's face it, Cinderella's a very soft person, isn't she? Yeah. She's very kind. And so now we're going to put the rest of her eyes in these are big eyes. So we're going to pop her up so you can see where her pupils are going to start going in there like that. Here we go. You can, yeah, that's right. You can have her, Sage is drawing her look in another direction, but you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, she's just gonna be like kind of.
So mine's looking this way and Sage's is looking that way. And then you can get two different expressions, you see? All right, so now we're just going to roughly indicate where her mouth's going to go. So it's just a little smile shape for now, and then we'll put her lips around it. So beautiful. So Cinderella has very full lips. So
Okay. So we're just doing like little.
it's a little Cupid's bow, yeah. And yep. So you just put the little line on each side and it meets just under her nose like that.
Oh, this
There you go. It's
her,
coming together.
her eye.
Yes, excellent. So then she's got her bottom lip there like that.
Oh, yours is amazing.
You draw these characters a lot every day. You just kind of get used to it. All right, so I'm just going to pop some eyebrows in here as well, like that.
Yes, little soft.
Little eyebrows. The face looks a little weird if it doesn't have eyebrows on it. We're just going to add a little bit of extra shape to the face here. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of her cheek there, and there's a little bit of extra chin, little bit of a chin on the bottom. Her head's not a perfect circle. She does have a little bit of a chin. So very soft, very soft. Cindy does not have any sharp corners on her at all. Yes. Now, another distinctive feature of Cinderella is these big bangs. She's got big puffy bangs. So you just go boof, boof, boof. There you go. Yeah, so it's just three big puffs. There you go. Excellent. That's pretty much it. So we're just going to pop those together at the bottom. So
That could
her
work.
bangs go like that. Yeah. And she's got to have an ear. So we just
course,
pop a little ear on the side like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Not very big. And then the side of her hair is going to put that line there to connect her bangs to the top of her ear.
Okay.
So, and there'll be a little one on the other side too. You won't see that side. You won't see the ear on that side. But
Okay.
Okay, now we're just going to pop a little neck underneath her like that. Very simple. Your hair always stands out a bit from the back of your head, so you can give her a little bit more space. So if that's the edge of your head, the hair is going to be out here a little further.
Oh, okay.
And because this Cinderella has her hair out, it's just going to swoop around very softly like that. Yep. Excellent. That is looking fantastic. And then we're just going to add the hair on the other side as well. She's got her big bow. You talked about her little headband, so of course
Need to add it.
the bangs are going to cover the top of the bow. But basically, boom, it's just a triangle, just a fat triangle popping out of the top of her head. You're not really going to see much of the headband from here, and then you pop one on the other side. Yeah, look, you got ahead of me there. You know how to do this. And I'm just gonna add some little pearls there. 'Cause she's wearing her necklace.
She is.
She's wearing her little green bead necklace. So again, it's just some circles.
Yes.
Now we're going to just go in and finish off the eyes here because Cinderella's got lovely, lovely, rich blue eyes. So she's got blue eyes, and then we're going to draw another circle here, and that's her pupil. We're just using a brown pencil here. You don't need anything fancy to draw. So you can just use a pencil, you could use a ballpoint pen, you could use a marker or a crayon, and there we go.
Okay.
There you go. And see, suddenly you put the eyes in it and the eyes come to life. So
One down here.
There you go.
And put it down there. Okay, that looks nice.
yes.
Oh my goodness. It looks exactly like the
Okay, so the next stage of this is we are going to go in and make some of these lines a little bit darker. And this is how animators would do it back in the day. You use a brown or a lighter colored pencil to construct your drawing, and then you go in with one of these to put in kind of the final line. So usually the first thing you do is the eyes. That's what I like to start with. So as you've seen,
Oh, yeah.
it's like putting on eyeliner. It's like putting on, it's like you just go in there, because the eyes are the first thing you look at when you see, it's as they say, the window of the soul. And so making the eyes the main feature is usually what you do, because that's the first thing first. Yes, so we're going to go in and darken those eyes up. And then we'll do the same with the pupils as well. And you can see, as you can see it already, it's kind of starting to pop.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going in here with the rest of her eyes.
Oh, well,
Uh-huh.
a lot more.
I'm going to colour her eyes in just slightly. This is the same pencil. I'm just pressing lightly. So as you can see, you can start to see the dimension of her eyes, which is very pretty. Okay. Excellent. And then we go in with the mouth.
Amy, what is your favorite part about drawing Cinderella?
My favourite part about Cinderella is I think I do love her eyes. I do love her eyes. Like I said, it's just that a very special, unique shape that she has, and they really show her inner sweetness. And she is such a kind, compassionate person. You know, she always sees the good side. She never stops dreaming. She is a very, very sweet girl, and I think her eyes reflect that.
What is your favorite part about drawing? What do you love about it?
I guess it's just you can make your own world, you know? As you can see, we're starting to see the final drawing here. Yeah. So you've drawn her bangs in, which is great. So now we can just work on the outline of her hair there. So yeah, what you did there. So you just, as you can see, we're not doing a very clean line here, and if your lines are still very rough, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. This is all part of it. You know, if you make a mistake, and then that's fine, because nobody ever does it perfect the first time.
I had a lot of fun today and hope you guys had a lot of fun today.
I had a lot of fun too, and Sage, you did a fantastic job.
You did as well.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for following along, and we hope you had fun too.
Be sure to check out our other How to Draw videos, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
Bye!
Hi, my name's Steve Thompson. I've been an artist with the Disney Company for 25 years. And today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's a lot of fun to draw. So let's get started. We always start off with a really rough, loose sketch. This is basically just getting shapes down on paper so you have a general idea of where things are going to be. I'm starting with this basic circle shape. Since she's turned slightly away from us, the center line is going to be a little bit off to one side. Towards the bottom of that circle, I'm going to draw another indication line. This is where her eyes are going to sit. And I always like starting any drawing by starting with the eyes. Her eyes are a little bit of an almond shape. So I'm just going to really quickly drop that in. I can use the center line for my own reference to figure out where her nose is going to be between those two eyes and a little bit below this main circle. So I'm going to quickly drop her nose in there. This is just my process. You might find one that works for you a little bit better. Now let's go and give her a little bit of a smile. One of my favorite things about Belle is she feels like she's kind of a bit of an outsider in her own town. And she learns this really important lesson during the film, which is not to judge a book by its cover. I'm using the center line as an indication as to where everything falls. She's going to need her lower jaw and cheek, but I'm using this circle, which is actually her forehead, naturally comes in a little bit towards the eyes, and you can see the chin falls right at that center line that I drew earlier. Then I can come in from this other angle, start to draw her jawline, which leads me straight to her ear. Ear lets me know where the earring is going to go. And now that I have her face blocked in, I'm going to go and figure out her hairline. So now I'm coming back to the eyes. I'm going to have her looking off to the side. She's in her ball gown, so she has her hair up, but I'm going off of the same shape that I've created here with the forehead and letting that dictate the shape of her bangs. I'll recreate that on the other side. This is going to be wrapping around since she's turned a little bit away from you. The center line, again, I'm always using because I know her hair is up in a bun in the back of her head. So I need to be able to follow that line to see where that's gonna sit. And then that leads me right back to this hair that is pulled back and up. So this circle line that I had done leads me right into her neck and shoulder. And from there, we'll drape a little bit of this hair down. Maybe it's going back into a little bit of a curl, and then maybe a little bit draping over her shoulder. And then we'll finish that so you can get a little bit of idea of that ball gown, that great sleeve that she has. So this is Belle. So I'm gonna go on to this next stage. That first drawing really gives me a reference point so I can see for myself maybe what I want to change. This is your chance to experiment. If you see something that's really wrong and you want to erase it and change it, feel free. And even in this stage, I'm going to keep track of a few of these guidelines. But I want to start tying down parts of this drawing that I'm feeling a little more confident about. I've lowered the forehead a little bit, just making a little adjustments here and there. I'm gonna bring her chin over just a little bit from where I had it in my original drawing. but keep that nice full cheek that I had. I think it was really important for me when I first started working for Disney and I saw those beautiful drawings on the screen. When you're doing your rough drawings, it's even when you're changing things as you go, it's not because I made a mistake or you made a mistake. It's just needing to get something down on paper, because a blank paper can be really intimidating sometimes. And even though her hair's pulled back, I always like to give a little nod to that stray strand of hair. Even though this is a bit of a rough sketch, it's starting to come together a little bit more. You can see a little bit more of her personality, and that's really what I want to capture in any drawing. Inhabiting these characters and bringing them out. It's like, to me, they exist, and somehow I'm helping bring them to life. And the cool thing is, once you find that character looking back at you on this paper, it's kind of like a friend stopping by to visit. Like, it always brings a smile to my face. It's kind of like, there you are. So maybe I just captured Belle here in a brief moment before she's off to go dance with the prince. The last stage is something that we call cleanup. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a kneaded eraser. I'm gonna just knock back some of these lines a little bit. So I'm really using what was there as an underdrawing. So I'm gonna start with the eyes like I always do. And I said it's a cleanup drawing. It just means it's a little bit cleaner than it was before. My lines are probably still gonna stay a little bit on the rough side, but just with a little bit more intention. But I personally really love the sketchy look. Kind of gives the drawing a little bit of life to it, which I think is the magic of drawing. And even at this stage, I might be making little changes to certain shapes. I started drawing before I could walk or talk. It's something I always loved doing. And the very first film I ever saw in the theaters was a Disney film, and it completely captured my imagination. I was obsessed with drawing. I did it all the time. When I was growing up, I didn't realize right away that this is something that people could do when they grew up, that there were people behind those drawings I was seeing on the screen and helping bring those characters to life. And I wanted to find out how I could be a part of that. And I drew Disney characters all the time. So I was already practicing at a really young age for something I would still be doing all these years later. So I kind of felt like, in some ways, it gave me a little bit of a head start. Beauty and the Beast came out when I was still in high school. And I remember going to see it. Of course, I saw it opening day. I was really excited to get a chance to finally see this film in the theaters. And I just fell in love with these characters. The music was amazing. The story was incredible. And at this time, I was a little bit older, so I was very aware of how these films were made and wanting to be a part of that. So for me, it was really inspiring me. It's like finding these little moments that keep you on your path. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew it's what I needed to do, because I wanted to be a part of that magic. That is pretty much Belle. I hope you enjoyed following along as much as I enjoyed being able to draw Belle for you today. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Hi, my name's Steve Thompson. I'm an artist for the Walt Disney Company, and today we are going to be learning how to draw Pocahontas. So let's get started on the first step. I'm going to start off with this kind of mask-like shape. I usually start off with the ball shape, which helps dictate the shape of the head. But she's such a graphic character that it really makes more sense to me to start with the overall head shape all at once. Her eyes sit quite a bit higher on her head, and her eyes sit at an angle, so that's all a starting point for me. She's got fairly small eyes that sit directly on these angles coming off of the cheekbones. So I'm just gonna quickly block in these shapes, and we're gonna have her looking off to the side. I'm using guidelines to show me where the eyes sit, and also approximately where the center of this shape is. Since she's turned slightly away from us, her center line is a little bit further off to the side. And I always start with the eyes, which naturally lead me to the eyebrows just above them. From there, I go to the nose. From this angle, she doesn't have a very pronounced nose. You might just see one nostril, an indication of the side of her nose. Pocahontas has a really full upper lip, and it's also very angular. I always start with the tip, which starts right under the nose, and bring it down on either side. One of the things I really like about Pocahontas, she's a little bit more of a serious character. She's really protective of her family and her friends and her land, but she's still open to new people and new ideas. And there's so much of that reflected in her expression. This head shape leads me right into the neckline. Pocahontas has a nice long neck. Pocahontas's hair is also quite angular and lays much closer to her head. It also blows in the wind. Keep some of these sharper angles closer to the head, and as the hair is blowing, can soften towards. I always like to frame Pocahontas with her necklace, which is also very angular, as you notice. I think I'll have her hair come down and blow in front of her as well. So this is the rough sketch. It's starting to look quite a bit like her. I know where I need to take it in the next phase. But very quickly, that's Pocahontas. The second stage will be filling in a little bit more of the character details. I've noticed things that maybe I want to change with her, but I'm pretty happy with where her eyes are. Again, I'm never losing sight of these construction lines because even at this stage, it helps me keep things in place and where they should be. But I maybe drew her eyebrows maybe a little too serious. So I'm gonna just go ahead and make a slight change just to soften her expression a little bit. Maybe I want to give her just a little hint of a smile. And I think just the subtle upturn of a corner of a mouth, a slight adjustment to eyebrows can make all the difference. It's not that I made a mistake in the first time, it's just I'm noticing things the second time around that I want to make little changes to. And this is the same process that the animators went through in making the film. Start off with a really rough sketch, just to kind of mark down where the character was in the scene, action, or what they were doing. And then the animator goes back in and really ties down the character, which just means like figuring out what is that expression. And the last round, I wasn't quite sure. In this round, I know I wanted to just soften her ever so slightly. A little less serious. I feel like it's at this stage that the character really comes to life. In the last round where it was just shapes, I'm almost thinking about it like that, where I feel like all of a sudden now, for the first time, I'm seeing this character appear on paper, like almost like she's stopping by to say hello. It's like they were there all along somewhere and were waiting for you to come with your magic pencil. And then just blocking in her dress, maybe the fringe is blowing in the same direction as her. That's the hair. And it's really windy today, so I'm gonna bring this long hair right down in front of her. Fun thing with Pocahontas' hair, it's almost like a character in itself. At least that's how I look at it. And so there really are no mistakes here. Sometimes I add, just to really sell it, maybe just add a couple leaves blowing behind her. It just really feels right for the character. It's almost like capturing a little story moment. So that's stage 2. For the third and final stage, we're gonna just take this and clean it up a little bit. I'm actually gonna start off with a kneaded eraser, and I don't wanna get rid of all this work that we just did. I just want to kind of lightly erase a little bit of it, so that I can go back over this with a graphite pencil. Luckily, a bulk of the work was all done in that last stage. We're really just putting a bit of a finer, more permanent line. You can add little bits of shadow with a pencil. I like to go really dark on areas that I don't want to highlight. Pocahontas' eyes are really intense, so I'm going to make these really dark. I think when I'm drawing this, I'm imagining that very first scene where she first meets John Smith, and she doesn't quite know what to make of him. But again, she's not opposed to learning more about him. So there's a lot of seriousness in her eyes, but she's still a fun, playful character. I called it a cleaned up drawing, and you can make it as clean as you'd like it to be. For example, you don't have to go over this same drawing and keep some of these construction lines. You could do it on an entirely new sheet of paper, but there's something that I like. There's something that I like about seeing the thought process. Because much like a drawing helps bring these characters to life, I feel like seeing some of that thought and work still on the paper gives the drawing itself its own life. And a fun fact, when you're watching Pocahontas next time, know that it took a team of 55 animators and artists to help bring this character to life. Whether it was her design or on animation, there's a lead animator, but it's the job of everyone else to draw her almost exactly the same, which is where some of these tips came from, in order to keep her looking the way we all know and love when we see her on the screen. And I know during the production of Pocahontas, as well as most animated films, the voice actors are always cast before animation begins. So the animators will often sit in on voice recording sessions and take visual cues from the actor or actress. They might pick up on interesting mannerisms they have, mouth shapes if they're talking, the way their eyes squint during certain expressions, and it's all taken into consideration when coming up with the final design. So I know it can be really cool once these characters start really coming to life. A lot of times the actors will mention that they actually see themselves in the character, which is really cool. And there we have Pocahontas. I hope you enjoyed drawing her as much as I did, and hope to see you next time.
Hi, I'm Kim Ka. I'm an artist at the Walt Disney Company, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to draw Rapunzel. First, I usually draw a circle. That's going to be my guideline for where her skull is. And I'll draw a horizontal line for where I'm going to be putting her eyes. And then I'll draw like a vertical line to show where the center of her face is. Now, the reason we're drawing lightly is because we want to be able to change it later on and not to commit on some of these lines yet too early. From this line, from this horizontal line, I'm going to be drawing in her cheek to her chin and jaw here. And this is where roughly I want her ears will be. And like, you know, you don't have to stick to any of these lines yet. You can always change your mind and have fun, you know? It's important to have fun when you're drawing. Rapunzel's eyes are pretty big, so I'm just gonna roughly draw like circles there and like indicate where I want her hair to be, like her hairline right there. Basically, the proportion of her face is like her eyes is almost like halfway of her face here. And then let me just kind of plan out where I want the nose. Then I'll just lightly kind of draw where the nose will be. There you go. That's the center. I'll add the nostrils here. Her eyes are pretty round, so like that's why we also use the circle as guidelines, because you can just like draw darker lines around it, like not too round of course, but like a little bit squarish. There you go. That's the upper lash line, so it's a little bit thicker than when we draw the lower lash line. And Rapunzel, we don't usually draw in her upper lashes, so I just like to thicken it up. Let's give her some eyebrows. Give her like a fun expression. So let's like lightly sketch in where her eyebrows are. So let's say I want it like this, like one eyebrow is lower than the other. So once I know where I want them to be, let's go in and darken it up. Like that. Maybe we'll have her looking up in that corner. Draw in those ovals for her irises and then her pupils. Maybe we'll put a highlight over here. There you go. And then I always like to give Rapunzel a really happy smile. Because, you know, Rapunzel's like a really cool character. I really like her a lot because she's just like really positive and happy. And she's an artist like me, so I obviously like relate to her much more. So I like to do her mouth, like, you know, start with like the mouth line and then just add in like the lower lip, like really close to the mouth line, because she doesn't really have like that full lips, you know? And then just kind of add in the upper lip line. She doesn't have that much of a divot, so we can keep that pretty simple and like flatter than you would. Maybe I'll change this part of her face a little bit. And let's start with the hair. She doesn't really have like a wide forehead, so we'll start over here. The swoosh of her hair usually starts a little bit off center to the left. So it curves up like this, and then it changes direction like that. Let's start drawing some lines here. This is like the inner part of that swoosh. Usually, I would just like roughly draw the silhouette of her hair. Like this. And then add in the lines. So the hairlines usually radiate from this point. And then just draw it like this. And give her hair more fullness because she has a lot of hair. Have fun with her hair, basically. Kind of draw in her ears right here, like it's about the height of her nose. She's got that cute little nose too, kind of upturned. So let's darken that nose right there. Give her, draw in her neck. Like maybe this side of hair is much fuller than the other. And just darken the areas that you really like. So that's what's so good about drawing lightly first, is that you can always change it later on. Another note for the hair, like I like to draw the lines like not equally spaced. So like if you see this one is like nearer to each other than this, you know? And that's where her collarbones are. That's the poof of her sleeves, and like just indicate that lace, the lace of her outfit. You just keep darkening the lines that you like. And there you have it. That's how you draw Rapunzel. Hope you guys had a great time, because I did. See you again next time. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David Pacheco. I'm one of the artists at the Walt Disney Company. And today I'm going to invite you to learn how to draw the very first Disney princess, Snow White. So let's get started. So let me put my eyes on first. So we're going to start with drawing a circle. Just draw it in lightly. And you'll see that I'm using a red pencil. You can use any color you want. And this is just to get your basic shapes down. Now, Snow White has very soft features. So when you draw in her jaw shape, you want to give it a little bit of softness. And in the center, you're going to draw a line and one across the top towards the bottom of the circle. And this is going to give you the placement for the eyes and the other features. You can draw in 2 little circles for the eyes right now. This is going to look like a mess, but you'll see that it's going to all come together in the end. You can draw 2 lines. This will be her neck. Drawing a shape here. Now her hair is very soft. So you're going to do almost like a little S curve here. And you're going to finish up here. This is the front part of her hair. Now, because her hair is very full, you're going to extend the hairline above the circle that you drew for the head. It's almost like an X-ray you're seeing right now. Now, the shape of the hair, you can draw in lightly on the sides. And she has a very large collar. So you can draw in this shape as well. Now we're going to get into some of the details of her features. I'm going to draw in her eyebrows. Add the placement for the nose. We're just going to draw a little circle for the nose right now. And these lines here will indicate where her smile is. You can do her top lip, teeth, lower lip. And then we're going to draw on the eyelids, just lightly. And draw on her eyes. And then to finish it off, we're going to draw her hair ribbon. Just 2 triangular shapes, kind of a soft triangle. So now we have our basic construction. So now I'm going to take my black pencil and we're going to refine the details. So let's start with her hair. Keep the lines soft. And if you make a mistake, that's okay, because I do that all the time. You can always erase and refine it and we go over the line. The important thing is to have fun when you're drawing. So there's the front of her hair. Let's bring in the shape of her face. Again, remember that she has very soft features, so you want to keep them kind of rounded. Give her a little chin. Draw in her neck and the area around her collar. Now let's work on the shapes of her hair. To keep it soft, you're going to maybe give it 3 little shapes here on the side. Keeps it soft, like a little cloud. And maybe the more on that side. Now let's work on her ribbon. And back in the 30s, when this film was made, all little girls wore big, gigantic bows in their hair. So that's why she has one. And there's the ends of her bow. And then we're going to finish the top of her head. Now we can add in the details of her features. Draw on her eyebrows. We can start drawing in her eyes. Now for details, she has usually 4 individual eyelashes that go over the eyelids. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then same thing with the other eye. finish that off. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we can draw in her pupils. And I usually add a little shape that's a white dot, and that's the highlight in her eyes, and that just gives her a little bit more sparkle. She doesn't have too much detail on her nose, just a little bit of a suggestion. She has a very pretty little mouth, lower lip, show a little bit of teeth, make her smile kind of widely. Okay, then we finish up this collar. Then just for a little added detail, we can add in just a little bit of blush with the red pencil. Just darken the eyes just a little bit to make the highlight stand out. And there she is. I hope you had a great time. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.